I love this job. I love helping people, and I love solving problems. People don't know what it's like living in a village. You have so many hoops that we have to go through, and weather is the most problems that we have. Our internet goes down, and then when the lights go out, our long distance go out. We have to figure out a way to communicate, and we're down for days. One year we had a huge windstorm. The electricity was out for an entire week. Everybody lost all their subsistence for the whole year, and we're so scared on how we're going to survive because the cost of living here is so high. The lack of jobs here, I mean, we try to hold on to what jobs that we have because it's really hard because it's, there's only so many grants that we have. 100% grant based. I'm the point of contact to all the granting agencies. Our biggest one that we have right now is with the consortium to put the new water lines in. These water lines have been put in 1971. These are the original water lines. And so it's going to be throughout the whole village, and then we'll get a new water tank.
I've known Gwen for over 25 years, and when I heard that she'd taken the tribal administrator job, I just knew she would be perfect for the job. Alaskan villages have a lot of needs, and many doors are closed to them. Sometimes the tribal administrator can be knocking at the door, no one ever answers, or sometimes the door is gently closed in their face with a polite, sorry, can't help you. Sometimes it's just outright slammed in their face. But Gwen, she's persistent. She's determined, she never gives up. And there's been a lot of times when Gwen, her persistence pays off. She's been there at the right time, at the right place, and it's benefited Nanwalek greatly. For instance, this water project that they're working on right now, I think she worked on that for 10 years. And it was a lot of work, but it's paying off, and they're having their water pipes replaced over the summer and possibly into next summer. So that's going to be a great benefit to Nanwalek. So
we couldn't be where we're at today without the direction of the council. I think that's the best thing for the community, is having a really strong council behind the administrator to move forward.
And I'm the chief for the village of Nanwalek. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else anymore. It's like, I tried a lot. I saw stuff, but this is home, and this is where I'm going to be till I'm gone, pushing up daisies. So basically, want to keep a healthy, traditional, subsistence way of life, and we need to live together and stand up together and make sure we don't get run over by anything.
The history and culture is so important to me. That's one thing I love about living here, is you stay connected with your roots, and you can't get that in the city. You just can't. You can't have fermented fish eggs at school. You can't have seal fat at school, but here you can.
Gwen is really responsive, and she's really just a good role model for kids, I think, because she's smart, she's successful, she's on top of it, she's very down to earth and very blunt, and just all this wonderful combination of a person. So I think she's just such a positive influence on the kids and just a good role model overall. One of the reasons why I wanted to move here is so that my kids can learn about their culture and learn their language. And when my grandmother, she couldn't speak her language, they would hit her and they would punish her for speaking her language. They had to speak English. There are so many horrible stories about boarding schools and how the language is lost. I think Nanwalek is really strong on trying to save our language. And unfortunately, when an elder passes, that's a whole library that's gone. You can't ever get that back.
right now there's a need for a bigger school. So the council has talked about this, talked to parents. Parents has said, well, this is getting to be a scary situation for the children. They're crowded. We know that it's not the best environment for learning to be crowded, and it's not the best environment for the teachers either, and the community recognizes that. So Gwen wrote a letter to the superintendent and has set up a meeting with the school district and the village, and then invited others to the table asking, how can you help?
Me personally, we need to keep our culture, our tradition. We need to keep maintaining it and using it and doing it and living that way if we want to pass it on.
Education should be taken so seriously. And I always tell my kids and all these kids here, I was like,
That's one thing no one can take away from you, your education. They can take away your house, they can take away your car, they can take all your material things, but they can't take away from you your education. Work hard at it.
I really love my job because things could just be at their worst. And then you get that one phone call and say, hey, this is perfect. Everything's working perfect for this grant. You are at 100%. And that's what makes my job. You can't get anything better than that. Living in a village and being able to get a $4.4 million grant to get the water line for the community, I can't ask for a better job. I'm Gwen Kvasnikoff, and I am a tribal administrator. I just love it.